You've obviously been here for some time now, but it's probably been really hard to find consistency.
There's no hiding. This is an actual problem we can solve quickly, and this is a problem which needs time. We try to put the puzzle together, and you also want an environment where everyone feels like it's okay to fail. First of all, to align the people on the boat to sail the boat fast. This is taking time, and this is what we don't have. And this is also something we can't really find out by numbers.
You had a pretty insane event in Sydney. You might not want to talk about it. Welcome to SailGP One-on-One. I'm Lisa Darmanin, and today I'm chatting to Erik Heil. Erik, but you have a new name. I saw it on the side of your boat. How do I pronounce your new name?
It's called Kosegarten-Heil.
Kosegarten-Heil.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty hard for an Aussie to say, but I'll give it a go.
That's quite long now.
Yeah, well, obviously you got married, which is super exciting. Nice to see it on the side of the boat now. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Today, I really want to chat, about you and your sailing journey, and maybe take us back to sort of where it began, where you grew up in Germany. Do you remember the first time you went sailing?
Yeah, I was growing up in Berlin.
Okay.
Back in the days, in a small sailing club in the northern area of Berlin, and I was kind of really growing up there, spending every day in the club. But I was more used to tennis. I was playing tennis at that time.
Okay.
I was even Berlin champion in
oh my goodness,
under 12 years old.
You and Tom need to have a match, because Tom Slingsby's really good at tennis too.
Ah, really?
Yeah,
I have to see that. But I stopped with 12, so
Okay.
it's quite a long time I've not played. But yeah, it was nice, and I think my first coach, he just pushed me to get on the boat, and then we started off with a 2-person dinghy, a very small boat in Berlin, and it was called Teeny. And I started with my crew, Thomas Plösser, back in the days already.
Wow.
So we sailed from 2001 till 2022 together.
That's amazing.
And we were kind of okay in every class. We managed to be German champions always in each youth class, and continued through 420, 470, and then the 49er. And then in the 49er, it matched quite good with what we like to sail, faster boats. Also the technical needs of sailing the boat were more fitting to our style of sailing.
Yeah.
So that was really good, and we developed with a great group, and this was always the key for our sailing career, that we had a great group around, and we really enjoyed being around on the circuit and having fun together.
So the two of you sailed for a really long time together, which, I had when I sailed with Jason, we sailed for such a long time together. It was, you become really intuitive with that other person. But were you guys really similar? Were you different? What were your personalities like?
I think we were nearly the complete opposite.
Yeah.
And I think that is part of the key why that was a successful combination, because he had most of what I don't have.
Yeah.
And the other way around as well. I was more, into sponsorship stuff and also health and training program, and this side was more on my agenda, and he had all the technical boat development. He's an engineer. I'm more into medicine, so this is
perfect.
the two roles we had, and he's very into details on that side. I was very into details on the other side, and that's how it got.
It's nice that you can lean on each other when you have that. And you guys were so successful, obviously winning 2 bronze medals at 2 Olympic Games, racing against a lot of the guys that you race here at SailGP.
Yeah, epic. I mean, this is actually epic for I think everyone here.
Yeah.
That you never really have the chance to sail against the super high class person in another discipline, right? So you see at the games Ben Ainsley or these big names, you see them, but
you sail the 49er, they sail
exactly.
You're never going to race each other. Yeah.
There was actually in Spa-Regatta in Medemblik back in the days, they had 2.4 boats, 2.4 meters, and they sailed always a race of the different classes.
The champion winners.
Exactly. That was a Robert Child against Ben Ainsley in this 2.4 every
that's
single
cool.
night.
Yeah.
It was really cool. But apart from that, I never saw them racing against each other.
Yeah. I guess talking about teams that work really well together, like you had in your 49er career, you had to build a team from scratch with your German It's a little bit loud and distracting here. Sorry, everyone, but everyone's getting set up, I guess, for the weekend. We've got a few seagulls watching on. But I was going to ask, how did you set up your German team, knowing that, you know, culture is super important, skill is super important? Like, what were when you got told you were driving an F50, how did you think about building your team?
Yeah, it's a mix of putting together enough experience to get going and enough talents to have something in perspective for later.
Yeah.
Plus keeping good characters together, because we are more than 2 people on the boat. It's not like, you know, we had back in the days, we had the chance to just, you know, fit a certain role and that's it, and that's good. But here with 4, 5, 6 people, even, you know, in our team, we are 18 to 20 people now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is really tricky to manage that. And
and everyone will like have different strengths, I guess, and trying to work that out before you sailed with them must be quite hard.
Exactly. And this is just pure guessing, you know. I knew, you know, Stu, for example, for a bit in Olympic sailing, you know, this is a cool character, you know, he has some experience in the F50, same with James, you know, and so you kind of guess, you kind of ask around a little bit, and then you just try out and see if it fits.
Yeah, and I guess also as a new team, you want to create an environment where it's really easy to learn, because I can imagine you bring someone in that's really experienced and they might be trying, like, they also have to be a good person for you to learn, I guess.
Yeah, and you also want an environment where everyone feels like it's okay to fail, you know.
Yeah.
This is the tricky part, you know, of our development curve.
Yeah.
Because you need to clarify where the problem was straight away, and that otherwise it costs you so much time.
Yeah.
And this is the more tricky part, that everyone is happy also to show that he fails and to get towards the next step.
Yeah, because I guess you want them to say, oh, that was my bad, this is what I need to do better, and you're like, okay, cool, yeah, we'll just do it better next time. For you as a sailor and as a driver, I guess coming into the F50, what's been the biggest learning curve for you?
I mean, in the beginning, for sure, the whole connection to technology, you know, looking at a screen, from the screen to the water, aligning different roles. You know, you don't have only like these 2 persons you want to align. You have 6, sometimes 7 if you roll through with a grinder. Yeah. This is very tricky, and I think now it starts becoming more tricky getting into the details of things. You know, usually we had in a phase where we wanted to catch up in the 49er 250 days on the water, which were helping us to align on how we sail the boat, you know, in all details. You
can be so focused on one thing and then the next thing and build, whereas here it's like everything at once.
Exactly. And this is when we get into videos now, we see straight away that, you know, this is a actual problem we can solve quickly, and this is a problem which needs time, because we need to be aligned in all different wind situations and all different situations on the race course as well. And that's the tricky part, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it looks so hard for any sort of like new team. You've obviously been here for some time now, but you know, it's probably been really hard to find consistency, I guess, for you on the race course. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, I think we work pretty good on certain topics between the races, and then we get to the next venue and we just bring up new problems. Yeah. You know, we just postpone the problem we had before to another situation on the race course. Then we go into this, and, you know, by time it comes all together. But by now, we still struggle to get a complete race done.
Yeah, and I mean, like at the end of last season, your starts were really, really good, and then looks like recently, like, you know, that's you've been struggling with that. And I always find that, you know, might be working on one thing and then something else because you're working on another thing kind of falls, so then you got to go back to that thing. It's hard just with the schedule and the way that we run things here at SailGP.
Yeah, this is the hours, I think. Yeah, I think our starts in general improved still.
Yeah.
Especially the first part into the box. And then we have a very strong position coming back towards the line, but we don't manage the last trigger pretty good.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, this is something we have on our agenda now, to make this more successful. And then we're pretty good at getting into the starts, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. No, you've got like, it's one of those things where, you know, when you have done it well a few times, you're like, okay, we can do this. Like, we just got to do it more often, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's also a little random, starts are sometimes random. You also have to accept that it's not always the same,
Yeah.
Start possible. It's not like, it's same like golfing, for example, you say, okay, now I got it. This is the biggest stroke in golfing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because
You're like, I actually have recently started to learn golf, and it's like one of the most rewarding and painful things that I've ever had to do.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think that's part of the learning curve for sure.
Yeah.
And we just pick new areas, and then we try to put the puzzle together, and slowly growing, but it's growing.
I mean, it's so competitive out there. It's getting really busy on the racetrack as well with 12 boats. Obviously, you had a pretty insane event in Sydney. You might not want to talk about it, but I'm going to ask you about it if that's okay. I guess, like, trying to describe to the people listening, how hard is it to kind of see the other boats and make those decisions? Like, I don't know if that was just you didn't see them, or these things just happen in sailing generally. It just is, everything is recorded for everyone to see here.
Yeah, there's no hiding. I think in this situation we had different comms on the boat and from the booth, which were a bit confusing, plus the other boat didn't see us. I think that was a combination which is not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this happens. We haven't had a bigger crash before. So this is also part of it. Painful, but since then we're trying to get back into a good mood, and felt like the last two events didn't go so well, because there was always, what I said before, there was always a little issue in a certain situation on the racetrack, but a big issue. Then it was not a not a little touchdown, it was a complete crash. So
yeah, exactly.
so we tried to get rid of this, and then still staying positive, and trying to get little things done, and believe in the process.
Yeah, it's so hard, and I think with when people are racing smaller boats, you can just like get out of the way quickly. But here, I mean, when it's too late, like it's too late, and there's nothing you can do. But you guys have bounced back pretty well. I mean, San Fran wasn't too bad for you guys. You guys enjoy a little bit of breeze. I can't remember the results, but I feel like it wasn't that bad.
I think LA was the best actually for us there, because we're catching up quite a lot always.
Yeah.
And we had also good starting average.
Yeah.
Mach 1 average.
Yeah.
But I mean, in general, we like the breeze more as sailors. But result-wise, I wouldn't say so. I think result-wise, it's mixed. It's just too random to find a real answer for that.
And what do you think the hardest part of the F50 racing is? Like, obviously you've raced with the best on the Olympic world, but this is just like take no prisoners. Everyone's getting punished if you make a mistake.
Yeah, I think you first of all, to align the people on the boat to sail the boat fast.
Yeah.
This is taking time, and this is what we don't have. And this is also something we can't really find out by numbers only. It's a feel thing as well.
Yeah.
And to manage certain situations like patterns, I think this is pretty much the most difficult area, where you usually just spend time to solve it. Yeah. And we don't have the time in training. And apart from that, I think to handle the bigger team is also a challenge. What we're talking about, these 18 people, 20 people is something, where you need to install a culture and a good mood and nice working atmosphere and stuff. And this is new to us, because we were, with Olympic background only with a couple of people around. Yeah. And this is tricky. But I think the most difficult stuff is where you need training time, and this is what we don't have yet. And
I guess like kind of talking about that intuition that you build with your teammates, and you're building something new, and obviously like some elements you can align on by just talking about it. But what do you guys do? I mean, what do you do as a sailor in between, and then what do you do as a team in between to kind of like bridge that gap where you don't have time on the water? Oh,
we have lots of things. We have the switches. We sail the switches a bit with the software of the wing screen, and try to simulate races with boundaries and stuff. So reaching starts, races, and so on and so on. So we kind of we are in the process of developing the software towards being useful for the switches as well.
That's awesome.
Then we have lots of detail meetings. We have a group which is responsible for the speed, group which is for the starts, for the tactics. So these groups are meeting regularly, and bringing topics together.
Nice.
Then we have simulation sessions. Like the simulator is part of it. This is not the most useful tool yet, but maybe long term it is. And yeah, in the end, it's lots of little things, and we put the puzzle together. We try to make the next event more successful.
And we are heading to your home event in Germany, which is really exciting. I mean, it's not your home, but having a German event, what does that mean to you? Obviously, you're leading a German team on an awesome league and going to, a German race course. Like, how special will that be for you?
I think it's epic, really epic. I mean, we just hear what how much attention it gets in Germany, in the sailing world and the racing world of German spectators. And we were just around the last couple of weeks and just noticed at Kiel Week and during the sailing events in summer what attention we actually have, and how many people also arrive in Sassnitz, which is the most northern east part of Germany, which is not the first choice of getting easily somewhere. It's like flying to Berlin or Hamburg and then you drive 3 hours. But it's a beautiful area. It's probably in the whole series SailGP has is the powered by nature, is probably the most natural place.
That's awesome.
We have these chalk cliffs. It's forest everywhere. It's quite calm. I was there. It was 20-25 knots. Epic weather like this, like today. Beautiful. And no one on the water. Oh. It was completely empty.
Did you get to go sailing all by yourself?
We just did interviews.
Oh no.
But if we have good breeze, it's epic for everyone. It's also good for everyone to be a bit remote. One event
get away.
It could be good also for the sailors to focus only on sailing and not on too much commercial stuff in the background.
I'm sure the media will follow you. I'll follow you anyway.
I think Germany for us is not less busy, but for other teams could be. And could be epic to hang out and have some time as well for all the teams.
I mean, the German sailing fans are pretty big. You kind of touched on that. They really get behind it. Do you think that we're going to have people make the trip out to Sassnitz?
Lots of people. They're organizing from the clubs. They're organizing buses to travel there.
Oh, that's amazing.
The first 2,500 tickets were sold out within 24 hours.
Oh my goodness.
So they doubled the tickets then for the grandstands. They are also sold out now, the grandstands waterfront, and they opened up another racing village segment for tickets. So this is the not sold out, but people requesting now all the time, which is I'm the new ticket counter, I think. If we have still tickets, and if if I know where we can find some tickets and so on and so on, it's lots of people. They want to go there. They're really fizzing around the SailGP topic and around having a home event in Sassnitz. Yeah,
it must be awesome to have such good support. Like, you kind of know it's there, but to then go home and be able to see that crowd. You've got amazing German sponsors as well. I guess, how proud of this whole thing are you? Like, it's pretty cool to be involved in.
For sure. I mean, this is what we always dreamed of in the Olympic stuff. In Germany, it's not like Great Britain, Spain, these big sailing countries. It's not the same culture in Germany. It's for sure, you have the focus on getting your studies done. There is a focus on, getting the transition from sport to business at some point. And there was never perspective for a sailor, really. And now we have with Boris Herrmann an offshore project which is quite successful and which is reliable for years now. And on the other hand, also SailGP as the inshore option for getting into professional sailing. So it's something very new and very special for Germany. Yeah,
it's so exciting. And I guess, I mean, you guys have had some promising race results. You're going to want to put it all together. Is there sort of pressure to kind of deliver when you get home to Sassnitz, or every race you just want to do the best you can?
This is the easiest answer. But for sure, we don't want to be bad in Germany. If we're good at one event in the season, should be Germany. Because friends and family are around. It's where we want to bring the product at its best and showcase our topic SailGP as good as we can. So I hope we're good in Sassnitz. I hope we're good in the season, second half of the season. can't say first half was good.
Well, you're at like zero. You're in the green now. You're not a negative point, so it's only up from here, right?
I think we're not on last anymore somehow, but yeah, exactly. We were getting out of the cellar and catching up now.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, obviously the season is tough, but then you just got to focus on every event and try kind of make your first final. Is probably the next big thing for you guys, right?
Yeah, I think top fivers would be a couple of top fivers. We had last year, I think, a 5 and a 6. This year was a 7, the best result. So getting closer to the top 5, top 6, I think then you have a shot on the top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The points are so close. It's
Very close.
Anything can happen. Before we wrap up, I just wanted to know, like, if you could relive any sailing moment in your life, what would that be? There's a French birthday going on next door.
I think the coolest moment we had was the first World Cup we won in 2013 in Palma. That was also club and family around, and we had a blast of a race, and we were leading by so far, and it was so cool. And we started off with a double backflip. That was our signature move always when we won events.
Yeah.
So we started off there, and then I continued with that from that day on, and I would pick that.
Awesome. Well, not sure if you're backflipping off an F50, but I hope that you're gonna have the need to backflip off an F50 soon.
I think we probably get in trouble with the safety department.
Okay. Well, you'll be backflipping in spirit by the end of the season.
Yeah.
Let's hope for that, eh? Yeah.
Copy.
Thank you so much for chatting. It was really nice to hear a little bit more about your journey. I'm really excited to go to Germany and see all the fans, and hope you have an amazing event there too.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to One on One. Make sure you subscribe and ping that notification bell because we'll be back soon with another podcast.